Hey folks, I want to tell you a bit about my new foam designs, the NextLevel foams. That's how I call them. Um, Basically, long story short, it's a true two-stage foam. I usually have my old foam style, which I call three-layer foam or three-stage foam, but that was printed in a single foam. This one is not. It's printed in two parts, so it's true two-stage foam in the sense that you need to print two foams or two inserts to get this outcome. Um, so they fit nicely together. At the beginning I thought I was gonna need to glue these together, but not anymore. Because of the shape of the internal part and the external part, they fit together because there's kind of a pattern. I will talk about that in a minute. The outer layer sticks really well, so it does not move. Actually, to remove it, you need to pull quite hard. The magic on these foams. So the foam or the insert is designed for crawling, specifically for crawling. So I'm gonna explain to you guys why. So this internal insert, it's printed in 95A TPU. So as we know, 95A is stiff compared to the 85A that we have from NinjaTech. And it's a bit temp sensitive, so if you go into freezing temperature, this is gonna get stiffer. If you go to warm weather, it's gonna react the way I'm showing you guys here, which is fairly soft but still firm. So 95A, that means that it's pretty firm. Think about that 100A TPU would be as stiff as PLA or ABS. That's 100% A, basically. This is 95% A, so still very stiff. We want this to be stiff. It is designed to be like that, and it still can be squished. And this was printed in 0.3 millimeter nozzle, so still firm, but still you can press it. Now it's not really soft. Like your car will weigh, let's say, 5 pounds to 7 pounds. It will need to do. You'll need to be kind of weighing, like having your car inclined to one wheel to actually be able to squish this one. Well, it depends on the car a bit, on the weight distribution. But it's meant to be firm. Then we have this one, which is the outer layer, which perfectly matches this shape here. It has like a bed or a belly here, and then this sidewall. And this one has the same thing. It has the belly there, and then the shape of the sidewall. So that's why when we put them together, they fit so nicely. And together they look like if they would be flat, but they are not. Internally, the center part is more soft, since this is an 85 TPU outer print. It's extremely soft, so this is gonna give a ton of traction to the insert on the wheel. But the idea of this shape is to have a really soft outer. How 85 NinjaTech is extremely firm, extremely soft, and is not impacted by temperature. I put this in the fridge. This one gets stiff. This one does not. This one gets slightly stiffer, but just a bit. If you put crawler innovation foams into a fridge, they get stiff too. And I guess you've seen when you're running your rig in really cold, environments, they get stiffer and they don't react as well as when it's in warm weather. So 85 TPU from NinjaTech behaves pretty much the same. Extremely soft and remains soft in cold conditions. Okay, So why this shape? What is this? What is the difference compared to, you know, other two-stage foams that you can find out there, or even Crawling Innovation foam? Well, Crawling Innovation foam, they are flat. There's, you know, two models: one that's flat, other one that has some holes in here. But that is, you know, designed to be softer. So you know, to make this thing softer, the comp version. But that's it. This one has this shape. So what will happen, what it will cause, the design is made for this side of the insert to be in the outer side of the tire, and this to be in the inner side of the tire. So when you're, you know, when the car is, you know, moving, it will have all the traction because there's gonna be, you know, a lot of space to squish in here, and this one still soft because it's just a tiny corner that goes up. But then if you're hanging your car from one rod, let's say, then you have this force that's going to be holding your rig better, and it's going to, you know, it's extended quite a bit more than a Crawling Innovation closed cell. Let me center this out. So it's there it is. It's all that much wider. So the hanging ability that this side gives you is way better. So if you're crawling and you're hanging on a rock, this is gonna hold your rig really well. Why this shape on this side? Well, this is an angled wall with 45 degrees angle. So usually what will happen is that you're gonna be with the rig like that in an angle on a side hill, and you want support to avoid the rig to roll over and fall. So when you use Crawling Innovations or any other kind of tire insert, you get more or less, you know, support. With these ones, you get a ton of support, while keeping the softness to get a lot of traction in the middle and on the side. You have this shape that when the tire is like that, it will, you know, support the rig way more. So it's gonna be harder to roll over. Okay, having that said, I'm gonna just show you guys real quick how they look in compared to the Crawling Innovations in my testing device. So I'll put this tire here. Important, this side that have that part of the shape, the wall goes to the outside. Like if you put these tires here this way, wrong way, they need to be like that. And then, you know, that's it. So this is 5 pounds, pretty a lot of weight for a rig. Usually you will have 5 to 7 pounds distributed in four wheels, but since we're testing them, and usually you have, you know, when we need this support is when the rig is inside heeling or in a kind of hard angle. So look, that squish there, it's pretty nice. Like you see the squishing a bit, not a ton. That's what we want to see. You have all the traction of this smooth layer, but still holding the rig well. In the other side, we have Crawling Innovations doing the same thing that Crawling Innovations do and do really well. This inner foam, closed cell foam, is really strong, so it's not compressing, maybe compressing a little bit, but the outer layer is completely compressed. That's what we usually see when we are, you know, putting all the weight in one tire when the rig is on an angle or in a side hill. Now, what happens when I, you know, lift this side? This is one of the important things. You see how the crawler foam support has a great support because of the inner closed cell foam is strong. So it's giving a good support, and that's something that they do really well. But still, they you know, it compressed quite a bit. You can still feel that this could roll over fairly easy if we push it. Now, what happens if we do with this one that we have, you know, the side support that I explained? So we put it like that, and you can see how the side is barely compressing. So you're gonna lose maybe some traction because it's not compressing a lot. It's compressing kind of the outer layer, but it's gonna be holding all the weight pretty well. Well, I push it too much, but basically you see that it is extremely steady. It's hard to show with the angle of the camera, but you see the compression there when I lift it, but still it's hanging really well. It's pushing that way, it's pushing back. So the idea of these foams is to keep the shape of the wheel extremely well, and at the same time have a lot of traction because you have this hole in the middle. This foam here is 1 centimeter width or 10 millimeter width, so there's all that to compress, plus how much this will squish, which is not a lot, of this said, because we don't want to. That's the point of the design. So you will have all the traction you need. It is going to be an extremely predictable wheel, and on side hill you will have a crazy support. So a crawler using these inserts should work extremely well. I've tested them already in my Gatekeeper, in this car here. I can't see much. Right there, that rig, and this rig weighs 6 pounds plus, and they work amazing. So I also have them installed in my Hyrax here. So I'm going to show you guys how they react on the actual tires and wheels when they're built up. This one here, this one is Crawler Innovation inside. The same Crawler Innovation foam, we have it inside here. And here we have the same tire insert in there. So if you can see, very soft, but then it becomes to be stiff at that point where the closed cell foam is, and on the sides it's a bit softer, which we know. I mean, that's how they are. It's still firm, like here you can feel the closed cell inside, but the outer is very soft, which gives good traction, but maybe softer that I would like. This one has the tire insert inside, and it's very soft here in the center, and you can feel that it's soft overall. Like if you press it this way, you can see that it will squish pretty well, but on the side, strong as hell. Like you cannot compress it much, and that's the idea, right? Because we want a ton of side heel support. And then here, if you make this strength specifically, you can feel how it's pushing back compared to here. Look, this is the Crawler Innovation. Still, I can feel the resistance of the closed-held foam, the hard foam in the first layer. But compared to this, like the support is crazy. The strength that I need to do this way, it's a lot more. And then if you make this way, you push down like that, you can see that this thing is holding super strong. If you push like that down with the Crawler Innovations, you can still bend them pretty badly if you put a lot of strength. Now, if your rig is not heavy enough, that will not happen. So they still do amazing. But my point is that this will do better in theory. I'm gonna put this on the rig and show you guys how they react when they are with kind of a normal car weight. Be back in a second. Okay, so here's the rig. Here's the Element Gatekeeper, and in the left side we have the Crawler Innovations foam. On the right side we have the the new NextLevel foams. That's how I call them. And as I told you guys, the outer layer is here, so it's sitting like that. And here we have Crawling Innovation. This is basically what we have inside these two. And real quick, you can see, let me put it, let me get the camera a bit lower. You can see there how is it squishing. It's barely squishing, so that's kind of normal because it's still kind of a lightweight rig. But let me put this straight. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll put this straight first. Okay, here we got it. And then we have the Crawling Innovation foams. Again, they are supporting pretty well. You see a little squish there, but you know, they support the weight pretty well. Here, kind of thinner squish, a bit less probably. And if we push it, you know, a bit of better support. So what happened when we put this rig on the side and like that with this box? What happened to the Crawling Innovation foam? There it is. So that's how it reacts. You know, supporting really well because this rig is not heavy. Now, if we lift it on the back, meaning we put a lot of weight there, you know, starts to kind of squishing a bit to the side. So that's kind of normal. Like how many times, how often are you in that situation? It's not many, but those are the situations that make the difference in, you know, passing a hard line or not. Then we try the same thing in the other one. Make sure that you guys can see the tire. Here it is. I use my box again. So this is how this will see. Let me see if I can get a better angle there. So actually I think this is a bit higher, but you can see that this one is totally supporting the rig on the side and it's not, you know, it's not deforming, it's not going the other way, it's staying steady. So it's pushing the car that way, it's pushing it back. So that's what we want to see. Let me see what happens if we put it there. You know, little squish. The car, this rig is really lightweight. So what happens if we, you know, we lift the back so more weight goes into this wheel? You see again here it's starting to you know, squish a bit, but again it's a very little squish basically. It's just a bit. If we do the same with the Crawling Innovation one, the squish is a lot. So you get a lot of traction, but you lose support, some easier rollover. And when it comes to how smooth they are in the middle, like for traction, they feel almost the same. This one is a bit firmer than this one. This one is a bit softer because you don't have the side support. So overall feels a bit softer. But in the middle, it's basically the same. The sides, you know, a bit stiffer. So yeah, that's all. I hope you guys like them. We'll see. We'll put them soon in cults. All right. Bye.